Assalamu alaikum.
I'm Saifur Rahman.
I'm Saifur Rahman. Thank you, Iftikhar Ramipad sir, for giving me a chance to represent my paper presentation topics. My paper presentation topics is a hybrid genetic algorithm for software architecture remodularization.
At first, we
At
discuss
first, we discussed
introductions.
introductions.
We know that
We
all
know that
software
all
systems
software, so when we develop a software system, so we can also divide the software requirements also into subsystems or module. Based on those modules, we can also develop the software system architecture, and then we also discuss here this process. Almost all software systems are constructed in a modular fashion, whether they are process oriented or object oriented. The modular structure allows software engineers to organize their software into subsystems all are modularized systems. Software architecture remodularization
means the software architecture
means
reconstructions, and it is the process by which the
construction,
architecture of
and
an
it is
implemented
this
system is
process by
obtained
which the
by
architecture
existing
of an
systems and
implemented system is
recognizing
obtained by an
this
existing
process of
legacy
resolving
systems and
early
recognizing
complex
it.
modules through
This process of
reconstruction
resolving early
and
complex module through
adapting the
reconstruction,
system components.
constructing of an existing
We
system.
can also
This means
develop
that
early
we
developed
can
complex
also
module
develop a complex module, and
in
then
the
we need in the last
running
time
of
of
the
the development or running of
software
the
systems. We need
software
to
systems, we need
reconstruct
to
this
reconstruct
complex
this
module,
complex
and
module, and
for this reason
for
we
this
need
reason
to
we need to
remodularize the
remodularize
software
the software
architecture.
architecture.
The core
The core
contribution of this
contribution
paper
of this paper addressed by the author
is
is
that
that
software
a
system
software system
usually
usually must
structured
be
system
structured
of modules containing relatively dependent components to address the system complexity.
use
However,
components to address.
it is
However,
challenging to
it is
remodularize
challenging to
systems
remodularize systems automatically to improve their maintainability. And in this paper, we present a new mathematical programming model for the software remodularization problem. Hybrid genetic algorithm is designed to automatically determine high quality remodulation solution, and here we are also use that hybrid genetic algorithm to determine or to automatically determine highly remodulation solution. For this reason we also use this algorithm, and it is also proposed that heuristic based approach based on age construction and vectorization technique is designed first to generate feature rich solution and subsequently implement this solution as seeds into initial population. Finally, a customer genetic algorithm is also employed to improve the solution quality. This is here are also a question arises that why architecture remodulation needed to be used. Architecture remodulation is usually used to refresh old software architecture and make maintenance easier for long duration. It is very important that know that why we use architecture remodulation. It is also help that also refresh old software architecture, old software modules which is complex and which is also maintained needed more cost, and we needed to reconstruct those modules and replace those modules of the software architecture. Then we use the software architecture remodularization, and there are specific objectives of this research is that the three steps we can follow there are that the objectives are first objectives are develop a mathematical model which is also help their software architecture remodulation problem, and then design a algorithm to automatically determine high quality solutions, and that is SGA. That means heuristic genetic algorithm. Hybrid genetic algorithm. Implement the algorithm to evaluate the performance, and then we can also evaluate the algorithm's performance and its effectiveness. The primary contribution of this paper is that a novel matrix is proposed to balance the risks of the high maintenance cost of the architecture level. Based on the matrix, a mathematical programming model is developed. And then third is that the heuristic based hybrid genetic algorithm is proposed to generate high quality remodulation solution. We also say that hybrid genetic algorithm also generate high quality remodularization solution. The number of seats impact the solution quality as well as computational efficiency. And the now fourth point is that the quality of the final solution is improved by implementing more seats into initial population, two groups of experiments based on real cases. And here is the important point is that based on real cases, we can also experiment based on two groups and artificially generated data, real case data and artificially generated data. Based on those two groups we can also experiment and find and evaluate the usefulness and effectiveness of the hybrid genetic algorithm. And here are two approach are that which is also previously approach for this problem for solving this problem is that first one is principle of loose coupling and tight cohesion, and second is surge based software remodularization. Those two approach is not very efficient or effective effective full not effective full that we can use. And here are also you in this paper the author use more effective and useful techniques which is also better than those these two techniques two methods. The author proposed approach is the framework for remodularization. He is also used the framework which is also used for remodularization. The framework for remodulation has two. We also divide it into two components. First component, second component. First component work with overall is a part of the overall framework is the integer programming model, and which is been developed to formulate the remodulation problem quantitatively. And this model is based on a measure that we have developed called complexity balance. And second component is that hybrid genetic algorithm, which is has been developed to attribute of the problem and mathematical model. And we also see that this is the framework for using software architecture modularization. At first we also see that first components mathematical model. There are two parts, two components is that integer programming model and function of complexity balance. Function of complexity balance help to integer programming, or say that to formulate remodulation problem quantitatively. And then based on this integer programming model work on it. And hybrid genetic algorithm also use two sections: heuristic approach, customized genetic algorithm, genetic algorithm. And customized genetic algorithm also work on based on initial population. And initial population is also chose based on random population, and based on this the initial we also exam based on this initial population they are choosing the parents based on fitness function based FCP. And the vectorization method, here also a method that that name is vectorization method, and it is also speed up the evaluation of this fitness value. And this fitness value also help to choose the parent from the initial population. And after choosing these parents and crossover and mutation, perform mutation operation, perform those parents and chromosome representation, then finally chromosome representation and parameter setting. Here is also describe step by step that how this framework work on. The heuristic is used to find high quality static solutions. Heuristic employed to reduce stage to contact edges one by one and keep root solution during this process. Initial population for this customized genetic algorithm is generated. The good solution identified are combined with the solution generated randomly to form a rich and diverse set of initial solutions. And the customized genetic algorithm is launched to improve the quality of the initial population. And genetic algorithm uses Laplace crossover and population mutation, power mutation, and FCB based fitness function to overcome disadvantage of the greedy heuristic. And we also say that vectorization is employed to speed up the execution of the heuristic and evaluation of the fitness function of the customized genetic algorithm. Key point, here are also some key points that this need to be remembered. Software architecture also need to be analyzed from the point of view that structural complexity because variation in the structural complexity of software can cause changes in managerial factors of interest, such as software architecture, quality, and maintenance approach. The principle of complexity balance is a good choice of risk average enterprise. The function of complexity balance to balance the complexity between coupling and cohesion of the architecture. It can be used to fitness function to guide search algorithm in the solution space. And then minimizing FCP is adopted as the objective function. The conclusion of the paper is that FCP has been introduced to balance complexity between coupling and cohesion at the architecture level. It is also help FCP also help that to balance the complexity between coupling and cohesion at the architecture level, and that SGA also help to finding higher quality solution. And third is that the proposed approach is very useful for improving software use and supporting code refactoring and facilitating quick development of new architecture through remodularization. This can be lead to more efficient agile software development within organization. And this is the future work, which is based on this. We can also work on the future. We can also do this, those work on the future. And this is the first one is that integrating other methods, for example, reallocation rule and components among different modules and mechanisms of stimulated annealing. We can also the mechanism of stimulated annealing and exploring advantage framework such as that we can also use semantic algorithm to improve performance, adding domain-specific population initialization method to the framework. Use of multi-object optimization method to balance coupling and cohesion of individual modules. In determining how to integrate the proposed heuristic into multi-object optimization methods. Um, thank you. This is overall. This is the end, and thank you for your attention. Thank you, sir.